Greetings. This is the Dr. Muhammad Experience presenting to you today in the virtual book exhibit for the conference on children of incarcerated parents, those that are resilient and successful. Today's book, another amazing book titled The Teen Guide to Living with Incarcerated Parents, a self-help book for coping during the age of mass incarceration. And today we are honored to bring to you virtually Anye Young, who is going to introduce her book to you and also give you a little bit of insight behind the scenes in terms of what she was thinking when she wrote this book.
Okay, so hi, I'm Anye. I'm currently a student at USC, Southern California. And I wrote this book. I started writing this book when I was a sophomore in high school. And I think that more than anything, the goal of my book was to just, the book itself is more like a symbol of bravery and courage. And it's the level and the amount of bravery and courage that all kids with incarcerated parents need to have if they want to change things around for themselves. And it allowed me to just find a way to be more open and accepting of myself and my circumstances, and then also learning how to navigate around that, because you are literally your biggest obstacle. Like that's just plain fact, and writing that book was just a demonstration to other kids like me of what they need to come to terms with if they want to really be the person that they want to be in the future. And when I wrote this book, it's not like a book that's just like a teenage rant, like, oh my god, my life sucks. I purposely wrote it so that it would not sound like that at all, because my book, when you read it, you'll realize that this is more than just me speaking from my perspective. This is me also diving into the people that I talk about, like my family, and just recounting how I know that their lives have gone and how I understand why they make the decisions that they make. And it's not at all excusing, my parents for the mistakes that they do make, and, my dad for what he's done to be incarcerated. But it's to humanize the people around me, and to humanize, the people that we think are monsters, because that doesn't make them a monster. Them committing a crime does not make them a terrible person. And writing that book was just me recognizing that these are people. These are not just, parents, whether it's the caretaker or the people that are actually, behind bars. They are both human beings, and they're not perfect. And it's wrong of us to, as we're growing up and we're teenagers and we become adults, to keep putting them on a pedestal and holding them to unrealistic expectations of a parent, without considering what kind of person they already are.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. On page 5, I noticed that you use 4 very powerful words that I want you to explain to the audience exactly who you're talking about. In the kind of dedication, it says, "For kids like me." Who are kids like you? Who are you directly speaking to?
So I'm directly speaking to every kid, whether they're not a teenager, or they are, or they're an adult, but just for people that have been a kid in my situation, whether they remember it or not, it's a book for them to read, for them to understand, and really just hear another person's narrative that's maybe a little bit similar as theirs. I also have a parent that's still incarcerated, and I'm still coping with, a parent that's incarcerated. That's an everyday battle for me. But the book was really just to you know, the kids like me are the people that have been under the same circumstances that I'm under right now. And to just make an account of a story that didn't turn out for the worst. It's a story that didn't turn out the way that society thinks that our lives are supposed to go.
Beautiful. I purchased 10 copies myself. I know for the conference, there are going to be educators from schools across the nation's capital and, you know, interested in providing books like this in the library. Do you have an option of bulk order? And if so, how do viewers go about obtaining that?
So I do have maybe like a few dozen copies on hand at my house that I can send out if you would like. And you can purchase directly from me, or you can purchase from Amazon, or I think it's on Kindle.
Okay.
But it's definitely on Amazon, or you could purchase it directly from me, or you could purchase it from my website, anyeyoung.com. And those are pretty much the easiest ways to get my book if you want.
Okay. And then what about your social media handles? If anybody wants to have you speak at a future conference or, you know, engage in a virtual discussion over Zoom, how do they go about getting you? What are your social media handles?
So my main social media, which I use, is Instagram. I feel like that's the easiest way to contact me. My Instagram handle is Anye.Young. I recently changed it because I'm kind of having an identity crisis right now, figuring out what I want. But it used to be the real Anye, but just don't be scared. It's the same person. If you heard the real Anye versus Anye, it's the same person. I'm just going through something right now. But I feel like Instagram's definitely the easiest way to reach me. Or you could email me, and I'm pretty sure my email is linked to my Instagram if you want to email me. But yeah, that's the way.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the work that you are doing in terms of the book and just being successful and resilient. We really look forward to having you on a panel. So for those individuals that are interested in purchasing the book, please do that, as well as tune in during the first day of the conference to hear from more fabulous children who are leading the path beyond resiliency and beyond anyone's expectations. Thank you so much.